Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Popo here, bringing guys a new video. And today I'm going to show you guys the team I got top 100 on Showdown with. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, and today I want to talk about a team I've been using for the last, week. This is a team that I have climbed all the way up to top 100 on the Showdown ladder. I really love this team. It is a team that is adapted from a team I used back all the way in 2021 on Sword and Shield using Oranguru plus Caly-I to get those instructs and just do a ton of damage. It's also a variation of a team I actually used recently. I used it in the GC3 and ended up going 10-5. Should have been 11-4, but crits happen. And yeah, it's just a variation of that team with Calyrex. And I'm going to be honest, I bring Calyrex probably to about 50% of the matches. That's how strong this team is. Like, not even joking. I have, I'm going to show the team, and then I have some Showdown matches that we're going to go through. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We got Calyrex Ice with the Fire Terra. I feel like Fire is a lot better than that Water Terra that a lot of people are using. And the reason for that is because you cannot get burnt. It's very, very strong. There's a lot of sun going on right now, which Water Terra also does help you against, but Ogerpon does a lot of damage, especially if that sun is up. We have the Torkoal to put up our own sun, which is pretty significant. We'll see that in one of the games, but of course we have Glacial Lance. We have the high horsepower. A lot of people not running high horsepower. It's definitely the best option on Calyrex. Trick Room and Protect, and we get that Clear Amulet so we cannot be intimidated by the Incineroar. We got 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 special defense just to make it as bulky as we possibly can while still putting out a ton of damage. I've tried to change the EVs, but in my opinion, this is the best EV spread that there is. Next, we have good old Rillaboom. Rillaboom is also Fire Terra. You're going to see a theme here. This could be changed, but I just have Fire Terra on because that's the one I have, so I figured I'd use it. We got Assault Vest, Grassy Surge, of course, Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, and U-Turn. And we got 204 HP, 252 plus attack, so we're going to be that Adamant. Oh yeah, over here, we are Brave. We got that Adamant Nature. And then 52 special defense just for the little bit of bulk. Special attacks aren't really that scary for Rillaboom at the moment, so we're able to invest a lot more into attack than we are for that. So this is just a bulky Rillaboom. I like to run max attack just for it to do max amount of damage, especially against stuff like the Calyrex Shadow Rider. This will make sure that you definitely two-shot it, so you want to be able to do that because that is a huge threat. Next, we have Torkoal. Standard Torkoal, except I run Flamethrower. I don't run Heat Wave. I don't like Heat Wave. Flamethrower is just so much better. It just outputs a lot more damage, and you don't get stopped by the same old Wide Guard, which our team needs to get around anyways, because we do have the Calyrex Ice, we have the Torkoal Eruption, and we, of course, have the Blood Moon. This is Fire Terra 2, just to output as much damage. Charcoal and Drought, of course. I love this Pokemon. I think it's really good in this regulation, and it's a really good counter to one of my weaknesses, which is Moongus. Next, we have Blood Moon Ursaluna, the normal Terra Throat Spray. It's pretty standard. Hyper Voice, Blood Moon, Earth Power, Protect. Nothing special about this except my EV spread is 164 HP, 252 special attack, 92 special defense. I made this during Regulation D. Was it D or E? I can't remember which one it was. I made this spread. It was really good into the meta at the time, and it just seems to be my favorite spread. I've tried other spreads of people who've done well in tournaments and stuff, and none of them have clicked. I also do like the Throat Spray. I feel like it gives us a little bit more range, especially into the Snarl teams. So I do like that as well. Next, we have Incineroar. We got the Ghost Terra Safety Goggles. Intimidate, Fake Out, Knock Off, Flare Blitz, and Parting Shot, pretty standard. And this is actually Wolf Glick set, so that's all I'm going with, because I really like it. I've tried it. I've tried a couple of different sets. I also like a different set than this one, but it's less bulky, but it does a lot more damage. And of course, we have the Safety Goggles. Once again, What our biggest weakness is going to be that Amoonguss. I thought about putting safety goggles on Blood Moon, because then if you just have Blood Moon and Rillaboom, then it's just kind of over for them. But you need the damage on Throat Spray, and I feel like this is just good because it threatens, and you know they can't redirect you and whatever else. And last but not least, we have Oranguru. This is Fairy Terra. I've been using Fairy Terra since the very beginning. I feel like it's the best Terra for it. Mental Herb, Inner Focus, Instruct, Psy Shock, Trick Room, Encore, 252, 164, 92. Do calcs with this thing. It lives anything. To one-shot this thing is basically impossible. It's basically impossible. So definitely do some calcs for this thing. It is absolutely insane. So the main strategy of the team you're going to use here is going to be the Oranguru, the Blood Moon Ursaluna, or the Calyrex, and you're going to just attack with one of these. Hyper Voice, you can go Blood Moon, Earth Power, you can go Glacial Lance, High Horsepower. It doesn't really matter. And then you're going to click Instruct. And if they do go for Protects, then you can just start to Encore things, and then they are forced to switch out into your Hyper Voice. If they go for the Wide Guard, you can Encore them into the Wide Guard and then just start going for Blood Moon or Earth Power. Also, Blood Moon can be instructed, so that is huge too. Blood Moon is actually my restricted on this team. Like, Calyrex Ice is just to get them to bring the Pokemon I want them to. And then I can just go Oranguru, Incineroar, or Oranguru, Rillaboom, and sometimes we even go Oranguru, Blood Moon, and then we just win the game. It's just all over. So let's get into some of these games here. I got to switch sides. So here you can see we're facing a standard-ish, up until this point, a standard-ish Calyrex Shadow team. They got the Minshao, they got the Amoonguss, so Amoonguss is a big threat, like I said. They got Indeedee, they got the Calyrex, so. And then they have this Earthworm, which I am not scared of at all, even though I do have a few ground moves and it does resist our restricted. I'm not really worried about it. So here I can just go out with Torkoal because I know they're going to fake out into that position, and now I just have Torkoal out on the field. And their best move is to actually bring out Amoonguss, and I can just predict this and just easily go Terrafire and then go Flamethrower. They are going to get the Spore off, but I'm going to get the Instruct. And Instruct, I believe, passes a turn of sleep, so that's why I went for that. The Incineroar is going to come in. Of course, Inner Focus means we can't fake it out and stuff, but we do have those goggles on. He's just going to go for that close combat, which is perfectly fine with us. Goes back out to Earthworm, but we actually do wake up, and I go Flamethrower into that position because I do want to knock that Pokemon out. But predicting that I'm going to wake up, he does go for the Spore. He is Fire Terra now, so we're going to knock off the Rocky Helmet. Brings back in the Minshao, which is going to give him more fake out pressure, but we just go out the Ursaluna because they never go for anything but that there. So, and I go back out to the Oranguru. Does go close combat, which is going to do about 50%, which is okay for us. Goes back out with the Amoonguss, goes close combat into the Ursaluna, which is, it's fine because I just go for the Hyper Voice here, predicting that they're not going to go for that. So, and we call it right. We get the Trick Room off. Calyrex Shadow comes back out, so we are threatened here. He actually goes for the Pollen Puff. I thought that they might go into the Spore, predicting me to actually go for the Protect. So so I did not go for the win there. I could have probably just won on that turn if I protected, but it's fine. Torkoal's going to come in, and we are going to kill the Minshao, and we get to do this because we do go for that that knockoff, which would just destroy this boy anyways. We do have the goggles on, so it doesn't really matter, though I do Flare Blitz, predicting that they were going to go for that Protect. And they give us a choice specs, so now I'm in a pretty good position because I get to pick my move since it went second. Now I get to just pick the knockoff, and I just go knockoff into that Calyrex, and that is GG. Just playing around the Amoonguss, just leaving Amoonguss the only thing alive is going to win us the game there. How come this isn't working? There we go. All right, next we have, I believe this is Darker Shifu. I could be wrong. Maybe, is it water? I don't know. Tornadus. Of course, we got another Shadow Rider. And then we got Glamora, which I haven't faced yet. We have Entei, and we have that Ogerpon. So I'm just going to lead Oranguru. As you can see, there's a theme here. Oranguru, we're going to go Rillaboom. And the reason why we go Rillaboom is in case this is water, but it ends up being dark, which is perfectly fine. We do go for the fake out into it. They're going to go Meteor Beam, and that is perfect because Oranguru, once again, just doesn't get knocked out by anything, so we're just going to get a free setup there, and we can just Encore into this and go for the U-turn now. I don't mind if Oranguru would have went down here. I think it would have been perfectly fine. But now they are stuck into Meteor Beam, and they actually go for that Terra, and we go for the Protect, so that way the Meteor Beam doesn't hit us. Because even at +2, even though we do resist it, it's probably still going to do a lot. But allows us to get Caly-I in, and now that Entei has Terra'd, he's going to be doing significantly less damage. And now we have the 2 Beasts out, and we can just go for our double up moves here. So we go for the Hyper Voice. The Entei just survives, which is actually good, because if the Entei fainted here, then we would be in the actual worst position. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it is true. We're going to go out with the Rillaboom. That's going to put Fake Out Pressure. We know we can knock out the Entei, and we know the Urshifu is more than likely always going to go for the Protect here. So I felt like we were in a pretty good position to go for that. Now he's going to go for the Detect again, which is perfectly fine, and we Fake Out into that position. And the reason why we do that is so we can break that Focus Sash. Glamora is always going to attack here, so we can just predict that and go for the Earth Power. If he doesn't go for that, he just kind of loses anyways. And now we could switch out Rillaboom if we really needed to this turn. If Ursaluna would have went down, we would have been in a bad position. But we always win with Wood Hammer plus whatever Calyrex wants to go for. So if Ursaluna does go down, we still are in an okay position despite not having the grassy terrain up anymore. But we do actually survive with the Ursaluna. Next, we are going to go against the Rayquaza. Now, this game was crazy. This game is insane. So they're going to lead with the Urshifu, Water, and the Landorus. So going into this right here, I have Calyrex plus Incineroar. So I'm not really putting on any pressure onto them with Incineroar, but I am with Calyrex. And they don't want me to get Trick Room up. So in my thought process here is that they're going to go for, they're going to go Surging Strikes plus Earth Power into Calyrex here. So I just want to Fake Out Urshifu because I feel like it's a safer play, right? Faking out Urshifu means my Incin lives and my Calyrex lives no matter what. And faking out into Landorus means that he could potentially knock out my Incineroar, which I don't really want. But I'll be able to get Trick Room up. But in my thought process, I'm like, why would I go for Trick Room here when I could just fake out Urshifu because potentially it is Choice Banded or Choice Scarfed, more likely Choice Scarfed. And the Landorus is probably going to go Earth Power and can go into Incineroar. And if he does, then I just win. Because I can just bring in one of my Pokemon in the back, which we'll talk about in a second. But so I decide to go for the fake out into the Urshifu, which once again I feel like is the proper decision. But I did not go Trick Room. I decided I don't want to fight Amoonguss in Trick Room, right? So I'm not going to go Trick Room. What I'm going to do here instead is actually go for the Glacial Lance and just get the knockout on the Landorus, because I felt like the Landorus was the biggest threat to what I brought. And if I can get rid of it, then I'm going to be in a good position. So he brings in the Rayquaza. I switch to the Rillaboom just to put some pressure on so I can get Fake Out going again. And so I can get Intimidate on this Rayquaza if it is not a... If it's not Clear Amulet. The Rayquaza goes for the Dragon Ascent, which is perfectly fine with me. I don't mind that at all. So now I go out with the Incineroar, and I see that we actually get the Intimidate off, so I know that this thing is Choice Banded, plus how much damage it does. It does do a lot of damage either way, but I felt like it was going to be Choice Band. So when I brought that in and saw that, I felt really good about this. So my play here now is I can actually get rid of this Rayquaza, because he's going to try to knock out my Rillaboom, because the Rillaboom threatens his Urshifu. And in the back, he has a Moongus. There's no way he has Chien-Pao in the back, because I think he would have just brought that out with the Rayquaza, instead of the Rayquaza, rather. But, so I'm thinking it's the Moongus. Just in case I got that Trick Room set up, he would have something, right? So, my thought process here is now just Terra Rillaboom, and just attack Rayquaza with both of my Pokemon. And he does have the Amoonguss. So we go for the Fire Terror. We survive the Dragon Assault. Just look how much that does. That's -1 with Choice Band. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I do get that off, and that does Woodhammer does 50% 4 times resisted because he is -2, and we go for the knockoff, and we do get rid of it, and it is choice band, as we could see there. So on this turn, now he has a Moongus, which is not threaten us with Spore at all. And he also has Urshifu, and Urshifu is going to die to Grassy Glide if he allows me to Grassy Glide. And now that I'm Fire Terra, he can go Rage Powder, so I know this. And my last Pokemon in the back is something that's going to help me big time against this Urshifu. We brought the Torkoal in the back, and the Torkoal is going to set up that Sun, and this Incineroar is just built different. He's not going to go down from this. He's going to take this actually really, really well. We go down to 41%, and we actually go for the Flare Blitz on the Moongus, so that way we can have a 3v1. And we can see here that the terrain is 3 more turns, right? So now it's 2 more turns, and he actually goes for the Surging Strikes, not into the Incineroar, which was his big mistake, because if he went to the Incineroar, he could have maybe protected, got rid of it, and then, you know, done something. But I know that 2 Earth Powers from this range is definitely going to be a knockout on it, so either way, I was feeling pretty comfortable going for this. So we do go for the knockoff, and we see it is Choice Scarf, so he doesn't even have that. So no matter what, it was going to be GG because we could have just faked out and went for another Earth Power, but that's going to do 38%, and then that is going to be the game, and we are going to take that. We go up to 1540. Remember, we are top 100 with this team, which is crazy. And now we, I think this is the last game I got here. We go up against this Miraidon team, this high-ranked Miraidon team. I wasn't really sure what they were going for with this Annihilate, so I just wanted to play against the Annihilate here. I saw this thing, and I'm like, maybe he's Final Gambit, so I just want to make sure that we're not dealing with Final Gambit here. So I go for the Grassy Glide, ensuring that my Oranguru would survive. But we see a Taunt, which is fine because we do have that Mental Herb, because he's Mental Herb and Inner Focus, so he can't be faked out and can't be taunted unless they have 2 taunts. Or they have a slower taunt than their fake out, or their knockoff. But yeah, so we see that he goes for the bulk up, and here I know it's kind of just over, right? Because now we just switch into Blood Moon Ursaluna. He doesn't have any damage coming out from Ogerpon into this slot, because the most he's going to do is go for that Ivy Cudgel. And now we can just get this Annihilate stuck into the bulk up, which is fine with us, because Ursaluna doesn't care how bulky you are, because he's just going to yell at you. So they go for the Spiky Shield again, which is interesting. I guess they didn't want to be Encored, but I'm not going for the Encore anyways. You might as well have attacked. So we take out the Annihilate here. Ogerpon just survives, and they forfeit. Was that the last game I got? No, it's not. I have this game. So this is a Trick Room game. This is actually one of my favorite games. I just did this game a few minutes ago, but so yeah, they got a very heavy Trick Room team, even more so than mine. I know that they're 100% going to want to get Trick Room up. Their bear is slower than our bear, and Calyrex is going to be speed tied with Bear, Ursaluna, and it's going to outspeed Enamorus and Torkoal. So I don't want Trick Room to go up, or do I? We'll see. All right. So I lead out with Calyrex and Incineroar, and this is like one of the first times you guys have seen Calyrex say. That just tells you I really don't bring it that much. Incineroar versus the Indeedee plus their Calyrex, which is perfectly fine, and I don't really care. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's fine. What I want to do here is I just want to get the knockoff onto the Calyrex, and if he does go for the Protect, then we're still perfectly fine. And we can just go for Glacial Lance, because we don't want the Trick Room setup. So if we're the ones setting up the Trick Room, it just kind of feels kind of bad. So they do get Trick Room up, and he is going to go Helping Hand, high horsepower into the Incineroar. But since we are so bulky, we survive that, and we get the knockoff. And we're going to reverse the Trick Room. He brings out Torkoal into that. We're just going to go for the Terrifier knockoff. We're going to sacrifice the Incineroar here. We know that they're going to go for another Trick Room, and we are fine with that, because when Incineroar goes down, we're going to be able to bring in our own Torkoal, and then it's going to be Torkoal speed ties, but his Torkoal now only has Earth Power Pressure, and he has high Horsepower Pressure onto our Calyrex, but he can't attack both, right? And even though he's going Water Terra, this Eruption is going to do a ton to him. So he either has to go Eruption or Heat Wave and not do that much to Torkoal and lose his Torkoal, or he's going to have to double up into Calyrex. So he has to make a decision here. So what I can do is I can just go high horsepower into Calyrex and go for Eruption, and it's pretty safe. So, but yeah, he just goes for the Earth Power. Doesn't even do that much. We get the Eruption off, which does more than half, and knocks out that, and we just knock that out. And his last Pokemon here is going to be that Ursaluna, but since our Torkoal is slower than that Ursaluna, all we have to do here is go for that. If he goes for the Protect, we also click the Trick Room. So that way we're reversing Trick Room. Our bear is going to be faster than him outside of Trick Room, and we'll be able to knock him out, and he won't be able to knock us out. So especially with Earthquake, he'll be able to knock out, he'll probably be able to kill Calyrex with Earthquake, but he won't kill Torkoal. And then we'll have the Blood Moon Ursaluna, and then we just go with any attack, and it's just kind of over. So, and that's if he wins the speed tie. So it did come down to those last seconds, but at the same time, it really didn't. And that brings me up to 1572, which was good enough for 91st place on the ladder. And this team is good, and it is real. And if you want to try it out, I will have the Pokepaste down below. So make sure to tell me how you guys are doing and how you're enjoying it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys thumbs it up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.